Did you kill Sheena Bora?
You must first remember that I am Sheena's mother.
Yeah.
Definitely I was trained.
You say you didn't commit this crime. Let's keep that aside for a moment.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you regret?
I regret having actually got married to Peter. They will never be able to bring evidence against
Is there anything
me only because they cannot prove a crime that I have not committed.
I'm going to start this interview, Indrani, by asking you a question which you probably have been asked the most. But it's a question that bears repeating because it still doesn't have an answer. Did you kill Sheena Bora?
Well, I think, today the very fact that I have come out in the open, I think I am the only accused who has come out very openly to talk in the documentary. I've also written a book and I have been very forthcoming with all the questions that have been asked. I've been very forthcoming with my answers for one simple reason, that anything that I have said or everything that I have said, I have been able to validate with evidence, which has already been submitted in court. And as far as, I think a question like this goes, the question that you asked me just now, I think the court is going to ultimately decide the guilt or the innocence. But personally, if you're asking me this question, you must first remember that I am Sheena's mother.
Yeah.
She is my firstborn child. Okay, and I think all mothers always have a special corner for their firstborn child all the time. And there is absolutely neither any reason nor any motive or nor any lack of, lack of love from my end, which would have ever kind of moved me to do something so gruesome. And I think it is shocking that even people actually believe that anybody, forget about me, I mean, obviously any mother is capable of committing a crime like this. For anyone to have believed something so ghastly, I think it's itself, it's very
Indrani,
shocking. And I'll just finish.
Yeah.
And I think even before today, this question is being asked to me almost after 6.5 years, 7 years. But I think this question should have been really asked a long time ago.
It was.
Well, I don't think so. It was really asked.
But Indrani, sorry to interrupt, but I'm just saying that, heinous crimes do happen.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
they don't happen.
Yeah.
You're right about the shock factor of a mother, accused of killing her own daughter.
Yeah.
I take all of that,
Yeah.
and with the greatest of respect for the personal aspects of what you're talking about. I think everyone is aware that you are Sheena Bora's mother, and that's the reason why this story continues to shock people. My next question to you, therefore, would be. Sheena went missing in 2012.
Correct.
You were arrested in 2015. What happened in 2012 then? If if you're saying you didn't kill Sheena Bora, what happened to her?
See, obviously, she disappeared. That is very clear. But now, the evidence that has come on record in court very clearly establishes that she was very much around. And
When?
Till 2012 September. Okay, that evidence has already come on record. Yes, it is very true to say that since 2012 April, I have had absolutely no contact with Sheena. I have not had any contact. But call records that have actually ratified call records, by the FSL that have been submitted in the trial court very clearly establishes that she has been in touch with Rahul Mukerjea.
Yeah.
So, which is out there. It is not me saying it. It is, very much there.
But you've also been on record to say that Sheena is alive.
No, I am sorry, I have not said that. Okay, so again, let me clarify that, which I've already clarified in the documentary.
Because you've said, Indrani, and I want to just press this point because you're saying that you've made claims that can all be validated. That's why I'm pressing that point.
So, now, it is not, I have never made a claim. I have never made a claim that Sheena is alive. What has been submitted in court is people who claim to have met Sheena or seen Sheena. That is not my claim.
My question to you is, what do you think happened to her? You know, after all these years, it's been a decade now, actually more than a decade because she disappeared in 2012. What do you think happened? What happened to Sheena? Who do you think did something to her?
Shiv, I, think there are people in the family who are aware what has happened to Sheena. Okay, I am absolutely
Peter.
Convinced about this. In fact, I filed an application in court to that effect. Okay, so I don't want to say until and unless I do not have concrete evidence.
But you mean Peter?
Oh, well, I shall not say that right now, but definitely because I have reasons to believe that. And not just reasons because I think there is enough evidence which has already come on record. And there is even more evidence which we will put forward from, our defense side. And which I cannot obviously, show my cards at this. When I say my cards means, the defense cards as of now, I cannot talk about it. But coming back to the DNA aspect, when you said that, why don't we ask for another DNA test? Obviously, the first body that was allegedly, there was a body which was discovered in 2012. There is no DNA report of that. So that goes. In 2015, apparently, another body which was discovered. So there was allegedly a DNA test which matched my blood sample. Now, of course, when the DNA expert came, to depose, now it turned out to be something completely different because he admitted to have changed, the allele numbers in the electropherogram to which ultimately ended up matching within his own handwriting, because an electropherogram is always machine printed only. So you cannot just scratch out and, okay, this is Indrani Mukerjea's DNA report.
Okay.
So it is 15 allele numbers. So these allele numbers are coordinates, the X and Y coordinates.
Okay. So you're basically saying that the DNA test, basically the claim by the prosecution that this was Sheena's body, you're putting that entirely into doubt because of the way it's handled.
I am not putting it into doubt.
Are you saying you're being framed? Are you saying you're being framed?
Absolutely. I said this, I think,
But by who? But by who? It has to be, is it a bunch of people? Is it your family? What is the motive to frame you in this?
See, motives, I think, can be several. Okay, so it could be financial, it could be personal. See, I don't know what goes on in somebody else's head and for what reasons, but I can tell you for sure, because there were things that happened immediately on the day of my arrest or after my arrest, which over a period of time made me realize, that I was definitely...
Property titles shifting, etc.
Lot of things, which, come on, you don't decide on the day a family member gets arrested. All you can think of is writing an email to the society to stop transfers. It's just, there are several things.
Okay, so
there are several things which have made me believe over a period of time that definitely I was framed.
Who Sheena Bora really was. That she was, your child from your own father.
That's
it was
correct.
The product of rape, and it was a very, very traumatic, episode in your life, and that you'd moved away from it. My question to you is, when did you break it to your family? And I'm talking about your family with Peter Mukerjea. When did they come to know that Sheena is not your sister but your daughter? Because that appears to have been part of how this entire episode unfolded, and that was very much part of the whole shock value.
Let me now, when you said Peter's family. Okay. Now the only person obviously who knew about it, as far as I have communicated, in Peter's family is Peter. Yes.
Many of the things that I've asked you today, Indrani, have more detailed answers in this documentary.
That's correct.
But it's important to point out that many of the questions don't have clear answers just yet. I'd like to end this interview by asking you.
You can ask me those questions.
2012 to now, it's been a dozen years. You've spent half of that time in jail. And you claim that you didn't commit this crime.
Apart from this crime, I am being very honest about it.
In court and in public opinion, it still is your claim.
I have pleaded not guilty because I am not guilty.
With the greatest of respect, ma'am. I agree with that. I'm just saying technically
the reason,
that a court will decide.
I am absolutely sure, Shiv, I am going to get acquitted in this case because I have not done it, and no matter how hard anyone tries, they will never be able to bring evidence against me, only because they cannot prove a crime that I have not committed. It's as simple, they can forge.
Is there anything that you regret doing? You say you didn't commit this crime. Let's keep that aside for a moment.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you regret in the last, I would say, 15 years?
I regret having actually got married to Peter, but that's not in the last 15 years. I got married to him in 2002 and I met him in 2001.
Yeah.
I think my life would have been very different, but this is, I suppose, life, you don't always, life always doesn't, seem the way or turn out the way you want it. But I think I'm in a good place, Shiv, today. I think obviously, I know who my friends are and who are not. And I'm very happy not to have a fair weather family and a fair weather husband. I think I'm lucky. And I am going to fight this.